people with headphones, people talking, people on whiteboards, people on blackboards, on their computers, I think is a great feeling. And I don't know how to word it other than there's just a bunch of energy that's here that is different than what you traditionally see in a standard cube farm down in the big city.
Or an office in downtown Toronto, like the one where Gordon Chu, the person you just heard talking, works. Gordon is Barrick's Vice President of Information Management and Technology, and that clip was also recorded in a Toronto Coding Academy where people from all walks of life came together in early March for one purpose: tackling mining challenges using their brains, computer wizardry, and a lot of coffee. I'm Stuart Weinberg, editor of Barrick Beyond Borders.
And I'm Ana Maria Meneses, communications specialist at Barrick.
And we're your hosts for this Barrick podcast about the company's first ever mining hackathon.
When we first heard Barrick was sponsoring a hackathon, we were excited, but also a little confused. The first question we had was, what exactly is a hackathon?
Hackathons at their core are about providing really exceptional talent the opportunity to solve a problem.
That's Tyler Godoff, Manager of Innovation Partnerships at Barrick.
These are oftentimes people who are not in the industry, so they've never been exposed to these types of problems before. And they're also bringing a skill set that oftentimes has not touched the work that we do here at Barrick.
And by different skill sets, Tyler means really different. Like out of the mining world kind of different. The hackathon participants were a sort of cognoscente of computers, sultans of STEM, which stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. There were software developers and data scientists, user experience designers, electromechanical engineers, mathematicians, and at least one astrophysicist. More than 100 participants in all.
Most were from Toronto, but some came from as far away as Vancouver, and one team came all the way from Sweden. They all landed at a Toronto Coding Academy. Barrick partnered with a company called Unearth Solutions to oversee the event. Zane Prickett is the director of Unearth, which is based in Australia.
So a hackathon for us is a focused event, so it's 54 hours, completely open-ended. A challenge is described, but nothing is described about a solution, and it's open to anyone to create whatever they think could add value to those challenges.
In this case, Barrick put forward two business challenges that it faces.
Challenge number one is the exploration challenge.
That's Andrew Scott, Senior Director of Digital Mining at Barrick.
It's more focused around is for the generative geologist, so the person who's focused on looking for where should we be focusing. In particular, trying to make sense of all the public available data and press releases and incoming news around emerging discoveries or potential discoveries. Because we can't have relationships with every company that's in this space. We can't do deals with every company. We have to be strategic on where we play. That's that challenge, is around how can we gather that information and articulate it and visualize it and make that available easier. Challenge number two is looking at a maintenance perspective, looking at what could we do differently. So we collect a lot of real-time data off the vehicles and equipment that we use, but there is an awful lot of observation. The way that each person looks at a particular problem can be different. So what are some innovative ideas on utilising technology to make that observation easier?
In describing the challenges, Andrew brings up an important point. The purpose of the hackathon is to drive innovation, leverage technology to change the way we do things. That's why Barrick recently appointed Michelle Ash as the company's first Chief Innovation Officer.
One of the things that's happening with innovation is that we're trying to now get innovation very much mainstream as part of our business. I see my role and our team's role as helping the business develop the strategic themes, helping put those themes into a roadmap that then has some activity associated with it, but most importantly to make sure that there's great innovation processes and tools that people can use.
To create those tools and processes, we need diversity of thought. People who see things in a different way. The kind of people who participate in hackathons. But many of these individuals have a, let's call it, interesting view of the mining industry.
Have do I say this? I had a really rough idea. I thought it was pretty much you set up a mine. It was more like a system engineering thing, and then you just kind of dug.
I guess just resources and digging and stuff like that, and a lot of hard labor.
And maybe blasts. That's how they start. And hard work.
But I don't really know too much as of yet. I'm more just bringing my technical skills to this.
I'm in a similar boat. My knowledge of mining is pretty limited. I'm mostly here just to code monkey.
And perhaps the most honest comment we received came from Garlam Won. He was a participant at the hackathon who works as an innovation consultant in his full-time job.
Take no offense to this, but I thought mining industry were dinosaurs, and they weren't capable of innovating.
The fact that we're perceived in this way is something we're quite aware of, and it's something we know needs to change.
When you're building a culture of relentless pursuit of excellence, actually you've got to have this culture where you can challenge your ways of thinking.
That's Ed Humphries, head of digital transformation at Barrick.
So it's about taking our people into environments like this where we are challenging the fundamental truths that we've always believed to be true. And I think that's what we're really doing here. And I think that's the kind of personality change and people change that we're going to try and drive through Barrick as well.
A hackathon is a good way to help facilitate the kind of culture shift that Ed is talking about. We get to meet people who, while often new to mining, will challenge our assumptions, and they get to meet us and see how we're working to integrate technology into our business.
I think it's a great platform to engage with some of these innovative talent, to engage and see creativity, leadership skills, and team building skills.
That's Richa Garg, Senior Manager of Talent Sourcing at Barrick.
And with digital transformation and innovation, we are looking for people who have out-of-box thinking. It's a great platform to tap into some of those talents.
Okay, so picture all these super smart people together in a large open room. Lots of laptops, drawing boards to share ideas, Barrick mentors for support, ping pong tables for a moment of downtime. So you can imagine the solutions they designed were nothing short of amazing.
We're in the challenge number 1, and that's the creating a data tool that will improve mining.
That's Ruben, a data scientist and member of a 3-person team called Smart Miner Technologies. Smart Miner designed a solution that aggregates data about potential exploration targets from various sources like newspapers, Twitter feeds, press releases, and geological surveys. The program then analyzes the data and assigns each region a confidence score that predicts the potential for a successful exploration project.
Right now we're parsing at least 600 gigabytes of news. That's a lot. And from that, we only analyze those that are related to mining, and we see if it's something good or bad. If it's something good, we boost the score, and if it's something bad, we lower that score. For example, we can say there's a lot of political instability in this country, so it's probably not a good place to mine.
There were some equally inventive solutions developed for the maintenance challenge.
Our solution is to use a 3D laser scan to do automated tire inspection for mine trucks.
That's Axel from a team called Minalize, which came all the way from Sweden.
By doing that with a laser scanner, you can detect early failures or signs of early failures of tires.
These are only 2 examples, but really, all of the solutions were unbelievable, especially when you consider that they were developed in just 54 hours. Barrick people at the hackathon, either as judges or mentors, were suitably impressed. Take Ethan Hull. He's Barrick's information technology manager for North America, and he was a mentor.
So far, they have been a big eye-opener for us, specifically in the speed and the raw talent of how fast these people can bring a minimum viable product to bear very quickly, and the tools that are out there that are fairly easy and accessible for anybody to get.
Brad Bechtold of Cisco, Barrick's flagship partner in our digital transformation journey, was a judge at the hackathon.
I have to say, pretty impressive to see graduate students and some students still in university spending their weekend tackling some pretty big challenges the industry has.
Brad, who is the National Director for Oil, Gas, and Mining at Cisco, said he was really impressed with one particular
group that really did focus on analytics from a pattern analytics standpoint, which is potentially a huge opportunity when it comes to predictive maintenance. And that was a very young group that had a really good handle on the problem and how can you apply machine learning and pattern analytics to solving it, which I thought was very impressive.
That was one word that came up a lot: impressive. But we also understand that this is just the start, that mining, in fact, is behind many other industries when it comes to innovation.
Mining was built around superhuman people, amazing people with crazy amounts of knowledge and experience that had to go and deliver insanely complicated projects in the middle of nowhere.
That's Zane Prickett, director of Unearth.
I think the challenge today is fundamentally things are shifting. The adoption curve of 12 to 15 years for new technology is at a snail's pace. I mean, an iPhone is coming out every year. Car models come out every 3 years. I don't understand why we're at 12 to 15 years.
And that's partly why Unearth was created.
Unearth was founded out of a frustration of seeing the technology and the capability in the startup space, not being able to work with the industry and to be able to provide those solutions into the industry. So we have to get more people interested in the industry. We have to get more challenges open. We have to get all these great outside innovators coming in so that we can create enough density of good prototypes to actually then drive them through to products.
So back to the hackathon, where these prototypes were coming together. There were 15 teams, all with great ideas, and the judges had a hard time choosing a winner. Here's Brad of Cisco.
I've already got rankings of probably 3 or 4 teams that I think really do have something that, if properly incubated, could actually drive some true, real benefits to Barrick.
But after much deliberation, the judges finally made their choice.
The very clear winner is BGC. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Mike Biddlecombe, and I was with the team from BGC and Colin. 4 of us are out from Vancouver, but we had never met Soph before, and we came together along with Patrick, who's in Toronto. So it really was just a team we got together for the weekend for some fun, to see what we could do, because people that we work with thought we'd have a good time doing this.
There were 6 people on the winning team: Sarah Newton and Sophia Zubricki, who came from Vancouver and worked together at BGC Engineering; Caleb Howard, Jay Reynolds, and Mike Biddlecombe of Vancouver-based Cohen Designs; and Patrick Grover, an engineer from Toronto. Together, they crafted a suite of tools
which would consolidate and correlate the available information not only from news feeds and existing data sets, but also from the expertise of the small players within the industry.
That's Caleb.
And to bring that into a concise and brief synopsis, which the experts who would be making use of it could look at, make decisions based on. But if they needed to have further information to judge the information that they were getting, they could dive down into the provenance and find out where the machine had come up with the information which guided the solution.
The team won a cash prize of about $2,500. Barrick also gave them $2,500 to donate to their charity of choice. Most importantly, they get to pitch the solution to a team of senior Barrick leaders, including our Chief Operating Officer, Richard Williams.
I'm gobsmacked.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely stunned. There was so much really good stuff up there. I really didn't think we had much of a chance.
So the hackathon, by all measures, was a success. Great solutions came out of it. New partnerships between rising entrepreneurs were born. And most importantly, their perception of the mining industry took a 180-degree turn.
Now I realize what goes into figuring out where you choose to do a mine is there's geochemistry, geophysics, stuff like that. I had no idea that all existed.
I definitely think there's a lot of space for people like me and my friends who are data scientists. So I find that the mining industry is a lot more fun than what I thought.
Even Garlemwan, who thought we were from the Jurassic era, has a different perception of mining.
Before, my attitude towards mining industry was they're kind of the dinosaurs. They're not really open to new ideas. But after this, and after talking to a lot of people from Barrick and realizing that they are very open to new ideas, they're very cognizant of what's going on with the industry. I think, I feel like they're a lot younger than I thought they were.
And the industry is watching.
When I look at what Barrick's done over the last couple of years, not just this event, I think it absolutely stands out.
That's Brad from Cisco.
The industry's definitely keeping a close eye on the innovative things that Barrick's doing.
As the hackathon drew to a close, it was clear that our people were also stoked with how the event unfolded.
I think it's incredible, actually. I think with all the people in this open space, the level of collaboration seems to be huge.
These sort of events where you're amongst young and old people who are just there taking a fresh view on a problem and who are willing to challenge the norms unencumbered by a sort of corporate bureaucracy, I think is just hugely rewarding. I find it personally hugely energizing.
Couldn't be more thrilled about the results of this hackathon. I think there's some great learnings for us, but I'm really looking forward to the other 5 that we're going to do this year, and we're going to be doing them around the world, so that'll be pretty exciting just to see the different flavours that come out of each different city.
That's right. Barrick is sponsoring 5 more hackathons, and in different cities around the world. Because as we scout for talented people, for new partners to work with us on technologies to help our people do their jobs faster, better, and more safely, we need to look outwards. We need to step out of our comfort zone, and that is exactly what we're doing.
To learn more about our innovation journey and our digital transformation, go to our website, www.barrickbeyondborders.com. Thank you for listening.